Hey everyone, Saturn's Tales here. Those of you who have potentially been subscribed to me for a long time, you're probably wondering if I've been dead or not. But other than that, those of you who have been subscribed to me for a while know that I'm a fan of the video game Gladiator Begins. That's one of my favorite games. It's a PSP game. I think it's very fun. And it's pretty obscure. I mean, I'm just going to have to tell it as it is. That game's pretty obscure. Not many people know about it. The marketing for it in the United States was non-existent. I'd probably have to say. I only figured out it existed, I think, a year after its release. But we've gotten some big news regarding Gladiator Begins. Those of you who might be interested, Gladiator Begins is getting sort of a sequel, kind of a sequel. This sequel kind of started as a remake, apparently, a remake of Gladiator Begins, and now it's kind of transitioned into a new game. This new game is called GladiuX. It's by a studio called Starcaster Games in association with Acquire. Apparently, they're going to be, it's going to be coming to PC. They're hoping to bring it to other consoles as well. I'm very excited because it's going to be. My hope is that they're going to be bringing the principal design of Gladiator Begins, and they're going to hopefully. My hope is that they expand upon it. And furthermore, because the game Gladiator Begins was confined solely to PSP, but this studio is hoping to bring it to other consoles. So that's exciting. That means that there are going to be people who are going to be experiencing this game on other consoles, on PC, maybe on Xbox, of course, PlayStation. That is exciting to me. That means there are going to be more people who might be exposed to this game design. I love Gladiator Begins. I love it because it gives you the ability to really customize your character. I like Gladiator Begins because they have pay attention to the history of Rome, but they're not so particular about the history that they forsake gameplay. Sure, you're not playing as a Murmillo or a Secutor gladiator in the game, but no, you can basically use almost any weapon you can think of in any way you want. So I kind of like that. And my hope is that they keep the design of Gladiator Begins and they expand upon it. One of the things I didn't like about Gladiator Begins is that, there other than the size of the weapon, there really isn't much difference between weapons because once you know how to refine your weapon, it's really not any different from any other. Especially if you get it to the maximum levels, then there really is not much difference between weapons. But my hope is that maybe they add something to make that different. Like maybe weapons and armor have passive abilities. Is one hope of mine. But so this developer has, I guess, had to work with Acquire, which because I guess surprisingly Acquire was the company that I guess had the rights to the Coliseum Gladiator series. I always thought Go was the ones who had the rights to it because they worked on both Coliseum Road to Freedom and Gladiator Begins. But my hope is that with them getting the rights for this game, that they bring back these characters. They bring back Danos. They bring back Calidus, if they can. They bring back Medea. They bring back Flamma. All those characters from Gladiator Begins with the cool designs. I hope they bring them all back as gladiators to fight and play as. And maybe they make their own gladiators. That'd be cool. And maybe even expand upon them. I always thought it was kind of a shame that the games really don't go much into detail on the backstories of a lot of the gladiators, and it's a shame because the gladiators have cool designs, and I'd like more backstory for those characters. So I hope that is an option for them.